Alright guys, this is part 2 of watercolors. I have the paint palette cleaned. I've got the water ready and the colors. I've got clean water, clean brush, and paper, clean pencil. Alright, so what I did is I have my paper. Now I want to create something to draw. So I went to Google and I typed in how to draw a sea turtle. I'm actually going to go off the steps of that so you can see that if you type in how to draw, it can make it easier because it'll show you the steps. And that's just to kind of show you so you can get the hang of it. And then eventually you'll start, understanding what goes where. And so you won't need the how-tos anymore. All right, so it starts off with this shape. It's like an oval. And I'm just gonna put this here. They've got this jaggedy, but I'm just gonna do a straight line to go from there. And then over here, got the turtle's head and it curves, and it looks like they gave it a hook. So there's a hook, and then so this is just basically like a practice drawing, because one of the things that we're going to talk about today is painting with watercolor and painting shapes that are beside each other, because if you're not careful and you're not showing the patience, you're going to have a hard time doing it. All right, so this leg's gonna give me problems. It kind of curves over and then somehow connects. And if you were to go right now to Google and say how to draw a sea turtle, you're actually going to find that this sea turtle does not look like the picture. Honestly, I'm just doing the best that I can, and I'm asking you guys to just do the best that you can. All right, so some of you that love to draw, you like to shade. If I ask you to go ahead and get it drawn, you're going to start shading. I don't want you shading because we're going to show values with watercolor. Now, keeping in mind though that there are a lot of techniques that you can use that utilizes drawing on top of watercolors, but we're not going to go there today. We are just going to use watercolor. I guess I need to give him an eye. Hello, Mr. Sea Turtle. No. I think it's just an eye. There we go. All right, Mr. Sea Turtle. Now you can see. All right. Well, the fun part, the shell. Let's see if we went and we said, okay, the shell is divided. It looks like it's divided into 3 shapes. And we're going to divide it like this. It would have been easier if they put this here, because this would have made it a little bit more simpler to understand. So in the middle, they're doing these shapes. Let's see. That's not right. I messed it up already. All right, so if this line is here, we're actually just going to erase these because I'm going to confuse myself. It's going to go here, here, here. So it's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided shape. All right, and then we're going to go here, and we're just going to continue this. Smaller ones up here. And it's not perfect, but it gives you the general of what the shell would look like. In the picture on Google, there's a lot less shapes. But again, this is also to show you that your images that you draw do not have to look just like Google. They do not, they do not, they do not. They can look like whatever you need them to look like. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and erase these lines. I have seen some turtles with their shells drawn like this, so we're gonna keep it because that's how I remember how to draw a shell. All right, and then it looks like these just continue. So all right, and then these, we go here, and then looks like they go here, and then we're gonna come out and put the shell in. Whoops, that is not what I wanted. All right, and then if you were to look at the image, I'm not gonna do this. If you were to look at the image, it's got all these little circles piled in on the head, the legs. I'm losing my words. The head and the legs, and we're not gonna do that. We're actually gonna paint and give him his own texture. Okay. All right. So anytime we paint, the first thing we need to paint is the background. All right. So I'm actually just gonna, and honestly, this is gonna be your practice. I just really want you to draw a composition. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a background. Let's say that he's swimming at the bottom of the seafloor, and he's looking for food or something. And I'm gonna draw some seaweed. Whoops. And I love having shapes that overlap. I think that helps out a lot. And it's definitely gonna help you guys today because we're gonna learn about putting images. I'm actually just going to draw one more because I like fives. Things drawn in 3s, 5s, 7s, 9s. They seem to help. And keep it from looking symmetrical. All right, we're gonna start with the background. And I don't want to use just straight blue. So I'm gonna put a bunch of blue up here. I like turquoise. Yep. Okay, so that is a very pretty color, and I feel like I may have to make some more. So hopefully it'll work out. All right, so I'm gonna do that method that I showed you, where you paint it. You wouldn't believe I forgot paper towels. All right, so we're gonna paint it. We're gonna dry our brush off. I'm gonna add some water down here and just kind of spread that down. The cool part is if you paint your table, it'll wipe off because it's watercolor. Watercolor washes off very nice. So one of the reasons why, if we paint our background first, we're gonna do this. And I'm just gonna put some water around it. Then we come in. I really want to try to keep it in one direction. And if you have a bigger brush, that's great. So little brushes, it takes a little bit longer. The biggest thing I can say is at least you're not coloring with a color pencil, because that would be a lot of fun to color the entire background. So, and see how I'm already getting these little texture doodads? It's fun. It may work for us because it may kind of show as like texture in the water. But I would like it if I'm trying to do this fast because I don't want to take up too much time. I would like it if it was like dark to light. So, and the reason why we do this, we paint the background first, is because anytime, like if I accidentally paint over that, I'm gonna paint over that when I go to paint. But you don't want to make a whole mess because with watercolors can be unforgiving, meaning that if I were to paint over that with a dark color and I need to actually go over it with a light color, it may not work very well. So you really want to make sure that you're careful, that you have patience, and that you understand watercolor is not forgiving. So I'm just gonna come down with it. Make sure you paint right up next to your subject matter. All right, and then now I want to go in and fix these little spots.